I think I figured out what Donald Trump is actually doing. He's making his first initial picks, some of them anyway, so bad and so egregious that they will never get voted on. So when he decides to slip in his actual pick, you look and go, well, I guess it's the lesser of two evils. If that's not the case, explain Pete Hegseth. If this all goes through, I think Pam Bondi was his first choice. I think Ron DeSantis was his first choice, because that's what's going on. Rumors are now being floated around that Ron DeSantis is about to be his pick for Secretary of Defense. Listen, if you want to be a part of the party and you want any kind of pull, you have to bend the knee at some point in time, even if he calls you Ron DeSanctimonious.
Let's see, there it is, Trump at 71, Ron DeSanctimonious at 10%.
Ron DeSanctuary, Ron DeSack of...
Oh, shit.
Never mind. So former Fox News host Pete Hegseth, so he was the one chosen to lead the Department of Defense. All the while, there were allegations floating around of assault, drinking on the job. I know that everyone else has to be noticing a pattern in his early picks.
There was no other way.
Now, the good thing is there is absolutely no skipping the procedure. So if Ron DeSantis actually did get nominated, then naturally he would have to go through the same process that Pete Hegseth would have to go through.
Well, this is awkward.
Easy, very easy job. Just got to make sure that closet is clean, right, Ron? So give me a little bit with just a couple of clips I wanted to show you guys. Check these out.
We pulled their liquor license last night.
Halsey Beshears oversaw Florida's business licensing agency until he abruptly resigned last year, citing health issues. Shortly after he left, published reports surfaced linking Beshears to a federal sex trafficking investigation, the same one that reportedly involves Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz. Neither has been charged with a crime.
And I talked to hundreds of bar owners and breweries across the state.
After Beshears resigned, News 6 requested his old expense reports from the Department of Business and Professional Regulation, or DBPR. These documents detailing how Beshears spent taxpayer money, which any Floridian has the right to see, were compiled by DBPR in just a matter of days. But instead of immediately turning them over to News 6, we've learned Beshears' records were forwarded to the office of Governor Ron DeSantis. The documents remained with the governor for more than 2 months, records show, a delay some legal experts say may have violated Florida law.
So if you recall back in 2022 when Ron DeSantis was running for re-election as governor of Florida, he actually broke fundraising records when he raised over $200 million for a gubernatorial race. And this was significant because, he had an uninspiring candidate, as Raheem Kassam pointed out in the earlier segment. His opponent was Charlie Crist. And so people were looking at these fundraising numbers going, Ron DeSantis doesn't really need $200 million. So what is all this money for? And long story short, he ended up spending over $100 million. And there was still about $95 million that was left over in a pot after he won re-election. And in Florida, you can't serve more than 2 terms as governor unless you take a break term. So this money was left over. And as we saw the changes that were being made in the legislature, when I was, blowing the whistle, telling people that they were trying to change Florida's resign to run law so that the governor could keep his job as governor, but also run for president, you see that Ron DeSantis's PAC, where these funds were stored, it was called Friends of Ron DeSantis.
Yes. Roger! My man, I didn't even see. How could I not see my Roger? God bless you.
The very stupid and little respected, China-loving Club for No Growth, which has been backing Ron DeSanctimonious as his poll numbers have been absolutely crashing, has just spent some of the rhino money they have accumulated on an ad campaign, hoping to counter the fact that DeSantis, just off the worst presidential launch in history, opted 3 times to cut and destroy Social Security, even lifting the minimum age to 70 years old.
There's no reason to be taking hot shots, but I think it's another indication Trump views everything through the lens of him. That if you are kissing his rump, then you're great. If you're not, then he's going to attack you. That's not leadership. Leadership is about what you can do for the people you represent. It's not about you. You You got to rise above that. You got to lead in.
So with that last one, he said if you're kissing his rump, then you're great. But if you're not, then you're nothing. So I guess I know how you got the nomination then. Pucker up.
That's right. Apologize.
So let me know what it is that you guys think. Do you think Ron DeSantis is the right choice? Is he better than Pete Hegseth if he does actually get the nomination, or is this still just rumor that's been floating around in the air? Or do you think no? Just stick to Florida. Whatever your thoughts are, leave them in the comment section. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to drop a like, and I will see you again on the next one. Be easy, y'all.
If you are kissing his rump, then you're great. If you're not, then he's going to attack you. That's not leadership.